It's time to master multitasking on your iPad to begin using it like a pro. In this video, I will show you how to use windowed apps, tiling apps, and make use of the slide over feature for organizing and displaying multiple apps at once. Lastly, I will make sure you walk away understanding a few important gestures to help you get the most out of your iPad functions. This new multitasking feature with iOS 26 is called windowed apps. There are a few ways to turn this setting on. The first way is to go to your settings application and scroll down until you find multitasking and gestures. From here, you want to select the middle option, windowed apps. Alternatively, the other way to find this multitasking feature is from your control panel. So from the top right of your iPad, you want to swipe down into the middle and you will notice this windowed icon. Now open up an application. I will choose the Reminders app. On the bottom right corner of your screen, you will notice this handle. You can drag this handle to resize your app. Once you have resized your app, you can move it around freely on your iPad. I'm now also going to open up Safari. Once again, with the windowed application for multitasking, you can use this handle at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen to resize your application. To move your app, notice you do have to have your finger somewhere at the top of your screen. If you would like to work with apps side by side, let's say you're planning a grocery list with a recipe you found online. To do this, you can use the flicking gesture with your fingers or your iPad pencil. Grab the top of your iPad application and flick it to the right. And do the same for the other iPad application that's open and flick it to the left. You now have your applications equally sharing your home screen. You can also access the tiling option by holding down on the green button and choosing Move and Arrange or Fill and Resize. With this new multitasking update, you now have an app menu bar and a Windows control button. If you're in full screen in one of your applications, to find the app menu bar, you do want to use your finger from the top center of your iPad screen to swipe down to find the app menu bar. Additionally, you also have your Windows control button, which is red, yellow, and green. You can exit out of your application by selecting the red icon. You can minimize your application by selecting the yellow icon, or enter full screen by selecting the green. This green icon, if you hold it down, is how you can enter into your multitasking mode with multiple apps open at once. If you are a Mac computer user, this is going to be very familiar to you as your new iPadOS 26 now replicates how your Mac computer works. So when you are in this tiled view, notice how you have this line in the middle of your applications that you can use to resize your apps, depending on what you're working on. The last multitasking feature I want to show you is the slide over feature. You can now set one window as a slide over window to stay open and on top of the other windows. Let's say we're taking notes or working on a paper while listening to music. I'm going to slide over my music application. To do so, open up the application you'd like to slide over and select the Windows control panel. Hold down your finger on the green icon and select Enter Slide Over. You'll now notice whatever applications I have open, this slide over application is now front and center across all of my multitasking applications. You'll notice that this application is in slide over mode because it has this nice glassy border. To exit slide over, press and hold the Windows control button, then tap Exit Slide Over. Open the app switcher by swiping from the bottom center of your iPad screen up to see all the current windows you have open. If any of these windows were in multitasking windowed mode, this is what you would see. I will have my multitasking windows right here, and I can swipe from left to right to see any of the other recent applications that I have had open on my iPad. Lastly, as promised, I mentioned I would show you a few of the multitasking gestures that would be important to get to know as you navigate this new windowed application feature on iOS 26. To do this, let's navigate back into our settings application and scroll down to multitasking and gestures. Select this. You can go through and decide which settings you'd like to toggle on or off. To swipe to reveal the menu bar, you'd want to toggle this on. Without that turned on, if you swipe from the top center of your screen down, it will just bring you here. I can always use my finger to swipe from the bottom of my iPad screen up to find my dock at any time. The last gesture I will show is the 4 and 5 app switching. If this is turned on, I can go home by pinching with 4 or 5 fingers. If it's not on, if I pinch, it does not go home. Those are just a few of the iPad gestures that you can use with your iPad. I hope you found it helpful, and I'll catch you in the next video.